Welcome to this demo of Qarbon Test Management for Selenium. In this particular demo we're going to focus on a subject called data-driven testing. Data-driven testing is designed to take a number of combinations of test data and fire them at your application. The idea is that the more combinations of data that you use, the more bugs and problems that you uncover. Let's take a simple example. This is our test application. It's a website for clothing. And if you look at the Contact Us webpage, you'll see a form with a number of fields. In particular, there's an email address field and an order reference field. So the idea is we're going to take a very simple spreadsheet and we've got two rows of data. It's probably the most simple data-driven testing you could have. So basically an order ID and an email address and the same on the second row. So the idea is we're going to have a test set here called Contact Us with different details. And it's got not only Selenium tests but also data step tests and loops. So in the first test we're going to basically open up our application, and we've done that several times before with our other demos. The second test is a data test, and that has one data step, and that is to get the number of rows inside that file. So testdata.csv is a comma separated file that we've already loaded up onto the Qarbon server, and that's basically the file we see here. So get row count will be set equal to 2. In the loop, the iterations variable will be set to row count. So basically that's going to be 2. Now in Qarbon terms, indexes always start at 0. So if we've got 2 rows and 2 iterations, iteration number 1 will be 0 and the next one will be 1. So it's iteration 0, iteration 1. As we go around that loop, that's basically what the index variable will be set to. So loop index will be set equal to 0 and then 1. Inside the loop we have 2 further tests. The first one is get order ID and email. The idea is that this data test has 2 steps. Basically we're going to get the 2 cell values. You'll see here that in the case of order ID we're going to get it from column 0 and email will get it from column 1, and the row will be given to us by the loop index. So first time around the loop we'll get the order ID from 00, 0 and the email address from 01. 1. Second time round loop index will be set to 1, so order ID from 10, email address from 11, and that exactly corresponds to what we have here. Each time round with those values set to order ID and email, we then use the Contact Us Selenium test. We have a number of steps here. Most importantly, at a certain point we need to type values into that form. So the email variable will be typed into the email field and the order ID variable will be entered into the order ID field. And in each case we're going to enter a general message into the message area, do a quick screenshot comparison and do a submit. So let's run the test set. You can see here from the execution page that we've got color coding for the tests and the loop. Loops in orange and the tests are always in red or green according to whether they passed or failed. So let's run the test and we'll do an expected versus actual. We've already run the test set a number of times, so we already have expected results for any screen images that we've captured. So in this particular case we're going to run the test again, recapture those images and compare them with expected. So up pops the Firefox browser, which is the browser we've chosen to use for this particular run. The automationpractice.com website has appeared. We'll then go into the Contact Us page, and first time round we should use my email 123456, and second time round we should use fred@gmail.com 1111. Okay, that's worked great. We've got a message coming back saying that the run of the test set is 550 and overall it's passed. So let's drill down, let's look at the report, and you can see the report also highlights the iterations, and for each iteration we've actually got a report variable step, and you can see first time round we used my email at gmail.com and second time round we've used fred@gmail.com. If we drill down into the history, in particular at the contact us test, you can see that for each test run there are 2 iterations stored, 0 and 1. So taking iteration 1, which is the last time around the loop, we can see that when we did a compare screenshot just before we did the submit, we use fred@gmail.com and 1111, and again that exactly matches what we have inside our data file. So in this particular case, very simple data-driven testing example, 2 rows, 2 columns. In most cases you'll have many more rows and a number of columns, but the idea is exactly the same. More test data, more iterations, more power to your automated tests, the greater likelihood of finding bugs and problems with your application. And that's the subject of data-driven testing. Thanks for watching.